Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, as you know, I've been using this neem oil on the beet leaf miner, and then we had an outbreak of allium leaf miner, and these all had their tops cut off below ground level because these are the ones who are infected with the allium leaf miner. We all know what it looks like, and it's absolutely, including the slugs, and it works its way down the stem and absolutely ruins it. Well, there was only one leek that hadn't been affected by the allium leaf miner, and there it is. And just as a wee experiment, I sprayed it with the neem oil. Now, it has to have the 100%, whatever that word says, but it's in the title. So, when I got a little sign, there's some bits there that you can see. As soon as I saw that, I sprayed it with the neem oil, and it seemed to stop it, and that ain't a bad leek, you know. Probably the best I've ever grown. So my little battle, the leek, allium leaf miner and the neem oil, it seems like the neem oil won, because the allium leaf miner is only a grub exactly the same as the beet leaf miner. So next year, the leeks that I've got from the pips, which you've seen in previous video, I'll be planting those somewhere, possibly in this bed, out the way. And before the first wave, or during the first wave of the allium leaf miner, I'm going to spray them, and hopefully I'll get a crop of leeks just like this one. Let's pull it out. No, I won't. I'll do that when I do the monthly vegetable harvest. We've already got a few little stems, not many, but as you can see, what a difference. Now, I don't know whether it actually works at the moment, but I will be trying it next year. I didn't really want to spray neem oil onto vegetables that I was going to eat. Maybe you know whether it can affect you, but apparently the neem oil doesn't affect us. Well, let's hope not. So let's just have a little bit of the progress that I've been making. If you haven't seen that before, that's the slabs that I took out the path and put on the sides. I'm going to bring them up to here and diagonally to that position there. But as you can see underfoot, it's still far too wet. Still got to get that sunflower out. A temporary raised bed, that's now gone, and so have the beans. This now has opened it all up. I've spread the remaining of this compost out. It looks a little bit rough there, but when it's rotivated in, it makes for a decent oh, there's a stone, a decent growing medium. So I've taken all that, rotivated that to make it easy for myself. So I've removed all that so I could have the fire. I'm not going to save the ashes for the allotment because it'll be full of nails, and the ashes could be contaminated with some of the impurities in the wood if it's been treated. That area is rotivated. I dug out the path. If you look at the peg over there where the blocks are in the middle of the screen to help me with the beds. I've half cooked the cabbage. I had a good fire which has now cleared that back edge, so all those plastic boards that I used to walk on the plot are redundant now, because the beds, if you've seen in a previous video, I'll be able to reach from each side. Looks like this cabbage and the lampshade got a bit warm. Stone bucket, and I've got enough of these now. I'm going to take those stones out and I'm going to put plastic boards in there. I can probably make use of those to stand the no-dig raised beds on. I don't know whether you'll be able to see really how high everything is. So we've got plenty of soil for the raised beds, maybe too much. You've never got too much, I can always make them higher. I've tried to replicate what Alan from the Dawn Chorus plot has done to help blanch his celery, but I think it's probably too late for that. I'll probably try and salvage some, but that's what I'll probably try and do next year. Just do a few and use the pallet collars as they grow to help them blanch. He ended up with some cracking celery, and perhaps when he comments, perhaps he could let us know the variety. The gate still hasn't been made, as you already know, because I'm going to video that. Need to get that done sometime. Now, this is the banana bin. I'll put it down here. My father wants some raspberry canes, so I'm going to dig all this out and end the bed there and create a stand there so that I can collect the juices and collect them from this side. So that's a little job, but when it's a wee bit wet to do anything else. And of course we've got to wait for the raspberry canes to die right back before we cut them down to just above the ground level, because these are autumn raspberries. I've folded all the leaves back now into towards the crowns, and the remaining goodness out the leaves will go into the crowns, build those up nicely, and I don't remove any of the material. I'll just top them off with a little bit more compost and perhaps manure, ensuring that I don't bury the crowns, else they may rot off. You might say there's a bit of manure runoff missing from there. So this pallet bin, which is a pallet and a bit long and wise, produced this. It's still producing now, dripping away, but I've run out of containers, so this drum that I found, I put it in there. Now that's a 450 gallon drum, and that's 3 parts full. No doubt I'll be able to fill it at the end of the season. All this material will stay here because no doubt the solitary bees and insects will be all inside the hollow bits of the branches, etc. We'll leave them alone. There's nothing hurting, and there might even be the odd hedgehog in there, maybe. Wishful thinking. There's some mushrooms. They're probably not edible, but Southpaw Davy Urban Farm, he does a lot on the mushrooms, and I'm quite interested. These have just grown off here, and as you can see, there's quite a few of them. So this is the banana tea. This is in the containers now. I haven't had time to drain those juices. This is the remaining leaf mould that's got to go into this bin, and it's not settling as well now. So some of the pallets that I haven't burnt I've cut down to size, so that will be long ways, that will be across the front, and hopefully I'll be able to get all that leaf mould in, and over time it will drop right down. I haven't done nothing with this banana compost. I've had quite a few people make some excellent comments, so watch out for those videos. And of course it won't be long before I'm collecting the autumn leaves, and guess what I found? I'm going to try this to mulch the leaves up. It was put out in front of somebody's house, and it looked like it was for the scrapmen, but I still knocked the door and I said, does it still work? He said, well, yes. He said, but the pull cord's come out. I've tried to mend it, but the spring went broke or come undone, so now I've got to start it manually, and I'm hoping that it'll help me out and make it easier to get all the leaves in one go, or over a period of time, a lot quicker than previous years. Well, I'm losing the light slowly, and this fire has to be out before I leave the plot. Allotment site rules, so I'll have to put some water on this before I leave, but I'm going to leave it till the last minute. Getting warm, guys. Oh, there was just something else I wanted to show you. Pulled the beans out, and because they're in the cardboard rolls, they've you can see how the shape, but other than that, they've really good roots on them. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.